The Everglades is a vast wetland, the distinctive and defining feature of South Florida. It's also called the River of Grass because it's a massive, though shallow, sheet of fresh water that historically extended from the southern rim of Lake Okeechobee all the way 100 miles down south to the southern end of the peninsula, emptying into the Florida Bay and Gulf of Mexico. It's a unique place because it's the only subtropical wetland in North America and one of the few wetlands that is primarily rain-driven. It is among the most biodiverse regions in the world. It hosts a variety of habitats which support more than 2,000 species of plants and animals. So the Everglades originated about 5,000 years back. It was as temperatures rose after the last glacial period ended, the rainfall increased, water tables rose, and the land became flooded. The water levels of the newly formed Lake Okeechobee also rose in the wet season, spilling over its southern rim. All these changes created conditions that encouraged the growth of wetland communities and which in turn led to layers of rich organic peat soil accumulating and extending southward. This is the way the Everglades were born about 5,000 years back. So in the 1800s, the Everglades wetlands covered 1.1 million hectares, extending from the southern rim of Lake Okeechobee all the way down to the southern edge of the Florida peninsula. However, so we could practice agriculture and build a prosperous economy in our cities, the Everglades were reduced to half its size. Today, the Everglades Protected Area, which consists of the Everglades National Park and the 5 conservation areas, measures 560,000 hectares, about half its original size. Predominantly, the Everglades is fed by rainwater. We receive about an average of 5 feet of rainfall every year, and especially in the wet season. All this water is collected by the Everglades and carried south to nourish the ecosystems in the southern regions, as well as recharge the Biscayne Aquifer for the water supply for all South Floridians. It is because of the urban development, the human alteration to the hydrology, and climate change impacts that this Everglades is getting drier because of a reduced water flow. And that is why restoration is key to making the changes that threaten the water supply for the people in South Florida, as well as the health of the ecosystems. The Everglades are inextricably linked to the quality of life and the well-being of people in Florida. Foremost, it is because the Everglades is the source of our drinking water. It recharges the Biscayne Aquifer and provides the drinking water for millions of people in South Florida. The Everglades ecosystems and clean waters are ones that drive the tourism, recreation, and real estate industry of Florida, giving us plenty of livelihoods and a higher quality of life and a standard of living that Floridians are used to. The Everglades are the grand, natural, resilient infrastructure that Florida has. They not only capture a significant amount of carbon in their soils and ecosystems, keeping the planet cool, but they also help us fight climate change. They strengthen our shorelines. They prevent flooding and protect us against flooding and hurricane impacts and storm surge impacts, saving us billions of dollars in property damage. No doubt, the Everglades are the resilient infrastructure we have to help us fight climate change.